And come on, you're showing just a little screen. And there you go. Look at that. Woo! All right. I think we're working. At least we should be. At least it should be working. So that's good. Perfect. I have my little lavalier. I've got new batteries. So that's a good thing. Let's see what we got. Stream settings. Perfect. Okay. So welcome to Tuesday. Right, because today was garbage day. Right? Yeah, garbage day. It was another hot one out there today. Brutal hot. I saw the car set 103 degrees today, which I was thinking it was a lie, but still, I was like, wow, 103 degrees. That's kind of insane, to be honest. Ambient temperature, whatever, but it was hot. I will definitely admit to hot today. My burn's looking a little better today. I put some salve on it from one of the people that I do work with today, so that worked out nicely. Tuesday. Yes, Todd, thank you so much. That is Tuesday. Woo! I definitely figured out my Comfest and weekend plans, so I have that in the box. I figured out what today's day is and tomorrow's day is. And all sorts of crazy things went on today. So let's get started. So today was Patch Day, National Patch Day. We talked about patches yesterday. I'm not a big patch guy. I do have one right here, though. See, this is the First Aid Council of New Jersey State, or the state New Jersey, I guess, whatever. When I drove the ambulance, because I drove an ambulance. I'll find pictures of me like dressed as the ambulance guy. Actually made front page of the newspaper for rescuing a cop who was on his way to a heart attack at a golf course that we were already at, and he got wrecked, T-boned at an intersection going toward us. So I had to leave the heart attack, leave it with the other attendant, get into a cop car, zoom, get the second ambulance, and then go get this cop extricated from his wrecked police car. So that was one of those interesting ones. We had red jumpsuits. I guess that was to hide the blood. I never really thought about it till later. I'm like, yeah, I guess that's weird because we had white ones, but we also had red ones. So I guess that was kind of like, yeah, that hides the mess because there was mess times. They definitely mess. So anyway, National Patch Day. It was National Praline Day. Not a fan. And National Take Back Lunch Day, which I don't care. I moved on. Tomorrow is National Catfish Day. Now, I think that's the fish type and not the go online and pretend you're someone else type. But, I mean, it is Catfish Day, so maybe they're catfishing me with the whole catfish thing. Don't know. My dad and I used to catch catfish. He called them hornpouts. Showed me how to put your hand on them so you don't get stabbed by their pointy whiskers when we catch them. We used to go down to Old Black Bridge at the Oak Ridge Golf Course. It was this nice big pool of still clear water. That was a creek that ran by this golf course. So I fished with my dad and got golf balls. Those weird things that you remember about people. It's National Parchment Day, which I was like, I don't give a crap. I don't use parchment, except like, I guess you could use parchment paper for cooking, but I didn't research that, didn't care. Strawberry Parfait Day, which, yeah, I'll eat a strawberry parfait tomorrow because why not? I had a strawberry today. I had a lot of fruit today. I had cantaloupes and watermelon. We got watermelon. One of the ladies I worked for brought out a really nice watermelon piece today. What else? I had honeydew, grapes, and blueberries. So I had a whole bunch of fruit today. I was definitely needing hydration. But it's Strawberry Parfait Day. And then tomorrow it's also it's National Leon Day. So that one caught my attention. I was like, what the heck is National Leon Day? So it got me to spell Leon. Leon. Now spell it backwards. Neon. O-E-L. Noel. Ta-da! June 25th is exactly 6 months to Christmas. There it is. They suckered me into. I'm like, son of a bitch. Really? It's halfway to Christmas today? So start your craft shopping early. So I was like, you know what? You can just eat it. But yes, apparently it is halfway to Christmas. If you can think about that, it's like 100 freaking degrees outside and it's halfway to Christmas. That's how the world works. So odd. And I was digging through pictures and I may have gotten the iCloud to download things. Right, merry halfway to Christmas Day. Exactly. But instead of doing that, they call it National Leon Day. Got me. Leon. So that's tomorrow. So if you want to wish people Happy Leon Day, they can look at you like you're nuts too. Because it is definitely one of those, oh, right, okay, Noel backwards is Leon. Unless you know someone named Leon and then, hey, it's their day. Go Leon. When I was digging through the cloud trying to get stuff uploaded, which I may have succeeded, we'll see. I've got something that I'll play and see if it works. With audio. That's going to be the key. If it plays, the audio you need the audio. And if it does, then there's other things that I will play that be like, look, these are the things I was talking about. Here's the videos of them. Here's the random Randsanity crap. But the thing that reminded me of the Randsanity randomness was that I got invited to go, this was like off the cuff, hey, do you want to go on a hot air balloon today? I'm like, sure, why not? So I dressed up as Santa Claus and flew in a hot air balloon. And just like that, I was flying over Dublin, Ohio, dressed as Santa Claus. Now, I mean, everyone's afraid of heights at some degree. Flying in a hot air balloon is a little unsettling. I mean, the basket's only about as big as, this. 3 people in it. There's not a lot of room to go. You can, you're clearly nothing supporting except the occasionally of flame filling this envelope of air that you're now floating. And it is a little unnerving. I've flown now, the radio station used to have a hot air balloon. We didn't own it. We had a pilot, and they used to put giant banners on the balloon that were Velcroed onto it. And I flew over concerts and the Ohio Stadium before football games and all sorts of crazy stuff. The most memorable was that I was supposed to fly in the balloon, and we used to do tailgate parties down at the university. And so we were cleaning up, getting ready to go, and, okay, the tailgate was ending. I think it was right before the game. So I was like, okay, let's get cleaned up. I'm going to go, and I got to get down to the launch point, a few miles away so we can fly over the stadium. And we're cleaning up, and I said, hey, be careful of that bag. There's a broken bottle in it. Okay? Well, someone did not pay attention. Grabbed the bag, yanked it out, and hit me with the bag. Okay? Hit my hand with the bag. Cut my hand to the bone. Okay, I still have a scar on my thumb. You can see it. It's a clear, you can definitely see the scar right there. But anyway, it cut, I could see the white, and I was just like, and I did that. I wrapped up my thumb. And I was like, okay, someone needs to take me to the emergency room right now. They're like, what? I was like, I have a cut. You hit me with a broken bottle. You cut it to the bone. I need to go to the ER immediately because this is going to be bad. And I was like, I was like, look, somebody, I'm supposed to fly in a hot air balloon here in an hour. I really need to go to the emergency room right now. And everyone's like, blah, blah, blah. Because it's a football game. People have been drinking or whatever. And I was like, okay, someone sober, please drive me. And I was like, okay, if you all want to see this? I said, then somebody promise that you'll drive me to the emergency room. Okay, yes. I took my hand and opened it, and for a second you could just see the skin wide open and the weight of the bone, and then it was like literally blood spraying everywhere. I'm like, okay, and everyone was like screaming like, oh my God! Ah! And again, I'm just standing there like, I was like, now will someone drive me to the emergency room? So we got to the ER. Again, these are True stories. We got to the emergency room at, campus on a football Saturday at the Ohio State University Medical Center. And we got into the emergency room. I'm like, hey, doc, I said, cut my hand, need to get stitches. I said, but I need to get out of here like as quick as possible because I'm supposed to fly in a hot air balloon and I know that I have 24 hours to get it stitched. So if you can't do it fast enough, just tell me and I'm just going to leave like this and go fly. He goes, let me see. Open up and the blood's like again everywhere. And he goes, oh, we'll get you stitched up. No, he's like, you can deal with this, right? I'm like, sure. Does not stick the needle Novocaine in. He just puts it down, iodines the crap out of it and just sticks the needle and he's like, beep, and starts sewing it. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, I guess that's what you mean by handle it. So put 3 or 4 stitches in it. He's like, you ready to go? I was out of there in like 15 minutes. No sweat. Flew in the hot air balloon with stitches. But I have video of me flying as Santa in the hot air balloon over Dublin, over the golf course. It was a cold day. It was near Christmas, so that's why I wore Santa. But it was crazy because there was another balloon flying with us. And, we're like this, and then you could see the balloon drop. And we're just, the distance is incredible how fast and far apart we are. And then when we landed, we flew over someone's house. I mean, if I could have reached out of the basket and reached down, I would have touched their roof. That's how low we came in over this house and then just like landed in the street and, kind of you crash a little bit and the chase vehicle was there, folded it up and that was it. It was done. And the neighbors all came out like, ooh, oh, this is great. Whoa, crazy. But yes, so that reminded me of the video because of National Leon Day. So see, everything has to circle back around again. Super glue, yes, super glue does work. I have super glued cuts together before. It does sting a little bit, but it does work. The skin dies, but you're gonna get a big scar from that anyway. I think I had that on my hand. One of my hands, I've got a good scar from that. I think it's that one. I cut it with an axe. Yeah, I know, I have lots of cuts on my hands from that kind of stuff. So, talked to Brian Phillips today. Brian Phillips used to work with me at the radio station. He was the morning show guy for decades. Love Brian. Brian then, after the station closed, got a job with another radio station, and they just recently let him go. So Brian was a little depressed. I'm going to try and meet with him Friday and see if I can, maybe we can do something fun together. I think it would be fun if I could have Brian do this stuff with me, and maybe Brian could be doing. It's late at night for me, but I don't know if he can do that. We'll see. Maybe we'll come up with something, a hybrid that Brian can participate in. I know he probably needs to find a job like I do, but what the heck? It's worth a shot, right? All he can do is say no. But that's Brian, so we'll talk to Brian about that. My weekend plans, it is Comfest. And Comfest, if you don't know about it, is a community festival that happens in Columbus every year, the last weekend of June. So you could basically say it is National Comfest Day when it gets to be that day. Yes, it would be great to see Brian. So I'm going to try to get Brian in here regardless. At some point, I'm going to just come over at 11 o'clock at night, Brian. It's not like you have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning anymore. You can come down and at least do one day here. Everyone will be like, we want Brian! And then I'll force him to come and we'll make something happen. He's not very good at video. That's the problem. I would have him do his own thing and we could, but he's not, he would be a Luddite. Google it if you don't know what that is. He's kind of a Luddite. Not really tech. Not that I'm super tech, but at least I know how to figure out this stuff where I can go, hey, look, I'm looking at this camera now. I'm looking at this camera now. I'm looking at this camera now. See that one? Anyway, but that would be great. I'd love to see Brian and have Brian hang out. I miss Brian. He's a good cat. I miss most of the people from the station. A couple of people I don't because, it happens. But Comfest is this weekend. So it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now, I set up the fence. I have a award down here. Oh, no. Is it here? I don't think it's here. It's probably, I'm looking there because everything hangs in my office right there on chains. So I'm looking right where it would be. Old habit. I have a nice little medal that says Volunteer of the Year. It was me, but it was 2020, so nobody celebrated it because we did it virtually. So I didn't really get the honor of staying on stage being like, thank you so much. I'm so honored. Anyway, I volunteer. Thursday, I have to go get bike rack, 30 pieces of bike rack from storage, because we already have like 10 or 15 of them at the radio station building, and then take it down to Comfest and set up the fence around the main stage. And I don't get to do it early. We have to do it late at night because the sound guys, Jordan Sound, love Michael Jordan, they traditionally never get set up early. They always get set up late. We used to set fence up, do a nice job, all pristine, and then we come back Friday and it's all cut down because they had to put the speakers in, so we had to cut your fence. I'm like, really? You couldn't have just undone it? You had to cut the fence? It's a little easier with the bike rack because they can just lift it and move out of the way and then put it back. Regardless, I had to put a bike rack around the main stage and the backstage area and everything else. I have a couple of volunteers that help me, so I'll be doing that Thursday. Now, I'm going to have to be thinking about doing this Thursday. I don't know if I'll make it back in time. I don't think anyone's available to help volunteer until after 8. And it takes, got to go to Obet's, which is about a half-hour drive to get the stuff, probably an hour to load, unload, set up. So it's like a 3 or 4 hour deal. So I may not be able to do this, so I might have to do it down there. Then Friday, I am the MC at the main stage, the Bozo stage, from 7:15 to close, which is 11:15. So I absolutely will not be in my little box here, my 7 by 8 foot square of everything, Friday night. I need to figure out what and how I'm going to do that. I can bring a lavalier mic. I can mic myself. I just need to figure out if I can get enough Wi-Fi signal to bring the laptop and maybe one camera, and I could set it up on stage. I would love to have, if I was hoping my buddy Dave was going to come help me, but I don't think he can. Maybe I'll get like Duffy or Sam or someone to help me, if they're watching, to help me actually run the switcher so I can do my stage announcements, and you can see me do the stage announcements. I can give a shout out to all you fabulous people as I'm talking to this gigantic crowd of thousands of people that'll be in front of me, and get that on video. That's the goal. The reality may be that I'm holding it with my damn phone going, yeah, I'm here doing this. We have to plan for the best and expect the worst, right? Isn't that how that works out? Plan for the best, expects the worst. I expect the worst. One of the things I was talking about today with Don is the idea guy. He's in the chat here. We talked about a couple things. One of them was there's a radio, Gulp Radio. I won't bore you with this stuff because this will get technical and boring, but 7-Eleven will be the largest radio company. Oh, crap. Hold on. See, that camera timed out. So I need to fix that one. There we go. Okay, now I can go back to it. Anyway, did it go back? No. What's happening here? Come on. There we go. If someone knows how to use these damn Nikons, please tell me, because I can't get this one not to time out. Anyway, Gulp Radio is going to be the largest radio. What? It's still, how is this not happening here? Okay, something is, wait, what's going on? All right, there we go. Sorry, I don't know what was going on with that craziness. I hit an extra button somehow and created havoc. Havoc occurred. Absolute havoc. Anyway, we were talking about Gulp Radio, which is 7-Eleven. They have a idea of doing, well, they are radio in the not the traditional sense, but radio stations in all the 7-Elevens, all the Marathon gas stations and stuff. So they had like 4,000 in April. They're going to have like 12,000 in July. it's kind of brilliant because you're a captive audience. You go into these C stores, you are sitting there, you're getting your stuff, and you're hearing advertisements. And if they tie it with music, you're less likely to think of an advertisement, so they can really do unique promotions. I'll be very interested to follow this a little bit closer to see. It's definitely something that's kind of revolutionary in the sense of it's exactly what we did, but now they can do it for every location. If a band is coming to that city, a genre of band is coming to that city, they can do ticket giveaways leading up to it. They can create a database. It's kind of brilliant. We'll see where it goes from there. But we're also talking about dirty soda. Now, I wasn't really sure what dirty soda was. And I'll tell you why we were talking about dirty soda, because we were talking about the flea market that I used to do at the radio station, maybe doing flea markets again in the parking lot, since I mentioned doing a yard sale of all the stuff at the station, the flea markets. But we were talking about dirty soda, and I was like, what's dirty soda? I guess that's when you add, like Pepsi and milk, or a root beer float, I guess is kind of a dirty soda. But I guess Pepsi got dethroned by some dirty sodas, and it's like fourth now, where Coke was number 1, Pepsi was number 2. Pepsi's like number 4 now because it got dethroned by dirty sodas, which I found to be really uniquely interesting. I didn't get a chance to really read much more on it, but I got a bunch of recipes that Don sent, and I'm going to look at those, and it was kind of unique and interesting. One of the things that was talked about relating to this was doing events. So we're just going to try and maybe do a flea market, maybe some other stuff. We'll keep you posted to some of the other ideas. It just sort of went in a very circular manner, though, today, about sort of ideas about marketing and creating things. So remember, creating things, Heinz Verified, Thursday, while I'm setting up Bike Rack, most likely, I'm going to try and watch the episode somewhere else. So day tripping with me, Stephen He, and second day lunch in Cleveland, second stop, Cleveland, is Thursday, 8 p.m. So make sure you go, check it out. Heinz Verified, it's in the description. Day tripping, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Because if we get picked up, I get to do that more, which would be great. Also coming up is the Fiery Foods Festival. Now, I started to download stuff. Todd gave me an idea how to do it. I tried to do the downloads. Maybe it worked, maybe it didn't. Let's see. So this is from the Fiery Foods Festival, maybe last year or the year before. This is the peppers that they were eating. If I look like I just got done in the ringer, it's because I did. Because were outside doing this event all day, and now it was time to do this spicy food contest. Now, as I've told you before, and if you believe it or not, I sweat eating pasta sauce. This was not for me, any of this. This was not going to happen. Let's see if I have audio. That would be the key here. If I have audio, we'll be good to go. If I don't, then it's just not going to make any sense and suck. So we'll see if this works. This is what people were going to eat. Maybe we have audio? I can't tell. I'm trying. See, this is just beyond me. There's no audio, but well, you can see the peppers. So this was just 3,000 Scoville. Now we're looking at like 8,000, 80,000. 200,000. Look how ugly they look. 900,000 Scoville. See, they're all wrinkly and disgusting. Now these are crazy. Look at them. 1 million, 1.2 million, 1.4 million. Who can eat that stuff? I don't understand. That's too hot. But this is what they ate. This was the contest. People did this, and they ate a lot of them. It wasn't like they had, okay, I'm going to have one. You had to have like 2 or 3 of each one. It was ridiculous. They got the giant trophy, but yeah, I don't know if that's worth it. Any of it would be worth it. I need to figure out the audio. That's annoying me now. It's just kind of crazy. I'm wondering, no, that makes no sense. I'm just wondering if it can't be this easy, can it? No, okay. I was going to say, if I see camera 1 is giving audio, but it's not like it's camera mic 1. No, okay. I was going to say, if it's that easy and it starts working, I'm going to be like, the hell? Don't know why you don't get audio. I just don't. I can't figure it out. And I guess I'm going to have to live with it not working for now. I don't know why. Well, that stinks, because then the other things I was going to show you, need audio. They have to have the audio. The audio is necessary. I try so hard with my 1 hour a day doing this. That's the problem. See, I don't actually have a ton of time to do this. See, I get up at 7 o'clock in the morning. I go to do whatever. I have to go work, and I work most of the day. And then I come home and I get in the shower, or I don't, and I eat, and it's 9 o'clock. And then I get done, and it's 9:30 or 10, and that's when I start to download things and get ready for the show. I don't have a ton of prep time, which is not great. I don't give you the best show you could have. I'll work on that. I keep saying I'll work on that. We'll see if I actually will work on that. I did stay up late and watch a movie last night and fell asleep during it. Wolves. It was with George Clooney and I forget because I didn't watch it. Matt Damon. No, not Matt Damon. What's the other guy's name? I don't even know. Didn't watch the whole thing. It was sort of like from Pulp Fiction, the wolf, that, he fixed stuff. Well, this was wolves, and they fixed stuff. But I didn't get to watch all of it because I fell asleep. Have you ever seen the Cuphead show? It's a cartoon. It's kind of... Brad Pitt, that's it. It's Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt and George Clooney. It seemed like it was okay. Like I said, I fell asleep. I didn't get to watch the whole thing. I don't watch movies in their entirety because I usually go upstairs after this, I'll get a snack, I'll watch some TV, and I'll fall asleep on the couch. And then I wake up at some ridiculous hour and then go to bed. Now, I weighed myself today. Now, this is weird. I weighed myself today, and I was 197 pounds. How the hell is that possible? I was 191. 6 pounds I put on in one day. I guess that's all the water. I drank a lot of water today. I wanted to do the whole hydration day from the other day, so I drank lots of water. Lots of liquid death, lots of water in the Comfest mug. I had watermelon. All that water weight added up, which is crazy to think how much we can fluctuate with water weight. I guess that's the, when you remember kids that would cut weight in high school. I was not a wrestler, so I don't know, but the wrestlers always had to cut weight because they had to make their weight class by pounds and ounces. So they would either sweat out a lot of, sweat to get rid of it. Who knew you could fluctuate that much weight, though, in such a short period of time? I did not know that it was that possible to do that much weight fluctuation. But I guess you can. News to me, since I was not a wrestler in high school. I did wrestle in college, but that was an entirely different subject as opposed to... So tomorrow, Catfish Day, Parchment Day, Strawberry Parfait Day, and National Leon Day. Happy Noel. It's so weird. I have to check something, okay? I don't want to, I hate to not be looking at the camera. I'm going to look and see if these things downloaded. As Todd gave me the suggestion for uploads. Okay, so things did start to download a little bit more. Now there's, I don't know what that is. That's me looking crazy and kind of insane. Let me look and see what this one is. If this is one of the contests where these guys are eating it. Now, if I don't have audio, that kind of stinks and takes away from the whole thing, which I really would love to figure out. Oh yeah, so this is these guys. Okay, so this is the guys eating some of the peppers. This is, yeah. So I have to get the audio because I have to show you this, because this is where these guys literally are like eating it and throw up from eating these spicy peppers. And a couple of these guys are just like, they put on their bold faces. They wear gloves because they don't want to touch the peppers and touch their skin. I mean, it makes sense. You rub your eyes with this, but you're going to put it in your mouth and eat it. So they just, some of them weren't even, they would just like and swallow it. So it just burned from here down and didn't get in their mouth. I don't know. I will get those to work. I will get audio because it is necessary. The audio kind of makes it. As I said, the MC was just, and I think I have that one. That was from a different year. But I mean, these kids are cooking, just cooking their insides with this stuff. Can't do it. Can't do it. But Fire Foods is July 24th and 5th, I think, in Asheville, Ohio. Come down. It'll be fun. Maybe have some games that we're participating in. Who knows? I can't tell you whether I will or won't be. All right, I'm kind of just droning on tonight because I didn't get what I want to do. Because the videos didn't download, and I had a whole thing prepared with videos. See, my notes for my videos. And once again, technology thwarts me. Thwarted by technology. Tomorrow's Wednesday. And it is the 25th of June, so halfway to Christmas. Halfway to Christmas, which is nuts if you think about that. I can't even imagine that Christmas is coming up that fast. But time seems to be dragging or flying. I don't know which. It just depends on what part of the day I have to deal with. But Comfest this weekend. Remember, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe to this. Come on, I want to get to 1,000 subs so I can start monetizing it already. I need to talk to somebody about computers because I really need to get these things unnetworked. Again, I don't have a server anymore, so the network, I want to do an adjustment to a setting and it tells me I can't do it because it's the network administrator. I'm like, there is no network. How could you administrate? Because I can't get into the network, it won't let me do it even though I have the password, which makes it even better. So I don't know if I have a bunch of paperweights that I'm just going to throw away or hit him with a baseball bat, because I used to hit lots of stuff with baseball bats. That was in my Randsanity videos. Just because, why not? Gets the aggression out. Destroy things with a baseball bat. Like the rage cage, but in the yard, in the parking lot of the radio station, with old equipment. And things I made, like a giant gingerbread house and a snowman and a giant snow globe, and with glass flying everywhere. That's a fun video. That glass went everywhere. You have to watch it. Go to the Randsanity, you can watch those. Put it on a loop and watch it 1,000 times. Maybe I'll get 1,000 subs. Well, I'm not suggesting that. All right, I'm going to not go past the 35-minute mark tonight. As I always say, I'm not going to wind up staying on for 50 minutes, which seems like a very short period of time some nights. Other nights it seems to drag on. For you, and for me, I could just keep going. Randomly start talking about something else because the subject matters will just kind of pop into my head. I'll go, oh, and this relates to this, and this relates to this. Heinz Verified, Thursday, 8 p.m., YouTube, link is in the bio. Check that out. Like, subscribe, comment at least, all right? If you don't watch the video, fine. I am in the beginning, I am at the end. The middle, well, that's Steven. He was the star. But I'm in the beginning and the end, so you can at least see me. You can be like, hey, look, I know that guy. Like Tyler was like, are you the driver? I am the driver. That is me. On that note, I'm going to depart, and I'm going to go upstairs, and I'm going to sit on the couch, I'm going to fall asleep watching the movie that I didn't watch last night, or at least attempt to once again. And then tomorrow we'll do this again, but completely different, because it'll be Wednesday, and I may or may not have gotten snow fence, bike rack fence, before Thursday and setting up. And Thursday is definitely going to be not here. Friday, there's no question I'm not going to be here. I'll be somewhere else. If I can get the technology to work, that might be fun and exciting and interesting. And then I could take it on the road if I can figure that out. But there's a lot of stuff. I don't know. Networks and things. Anyway, we shall in fact do as I do. And from here say thank you for participating in my crazy. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you, friends. Have a lovely day. Hydrate. Eat some water-filled fruit tomorrow. And stay out of the sun if you can. I won't do the same. From me to you, appreciate you. And as always, fade to black.